Go over some basic things that we got here. And this is covering the simplicity of what we're doing, right? So just so you know, let's go over the basics here. And welcome to trading, and welcome to the opportunity to learn something and get yourself in a better position. And I want you to know that nothing is easy in life. Everything takes time, and there's a lot of things to learn. And hopefully we can create a system here that allows every style or every trader to find a step-by-step system for themselves, that trades they can do over and over and be profitable, right? So some of the things we have to start off with is understanding that the average trader makes 20% on their money every month. The goal is to make 20% on their money, meaning that compounding that month after month will, after a 3-year process, get them to the point where they're averaging about $50,000 to $100,000 a year. But after 5 years, they're averaging 100,000, 6 figures and above. So in America, 6 figures a year trading, sitting at home, gives you the freedom to really live the life you want to live. And that's the goal of every trader. And it's a 5-year journey, right? The VC system is designed to find different ways to trade, use indicators that we put together and mix and match, and give you confirmations to get a system and a style that allows you to get that 20%, not monthly, but per trade, right? Or on average, right? So that way, every trade you do is worth at least 20%, which will allow you to take that 5-year goal and compound that down to about a 6 to 8 month process, right? Now, obviously, you have to learn. So the learning process is takes about 3 to 4 or 5 months, and then after that, to apply the system for 6 months straight to get yourself to where you're making at least the $50,000 a year, and then move that up to the next level, about 100. Now, as we move through this, we're going to cover some basics here, and kind of like an understanding of how the system works, right? So there's simple steps that we have to learn, right? So covering the normal trading, an average trader normally wins 3 out of 10 trades, right? A guy who takes time to practice and puts in the time will win 5 out of 10 trades. Now, if you're having a 5 out of 10 trade process and your stop loss is 20, right? And this is where percentages and numbers really come in, because you have to put yourself in a place where you understand how percents are going to affect you, right? This isn't about money. This is about percentages, right? This is about how to make percentages, not money. Percentages is what you need to master, right? You need to make 20% on a trade. You don't need to make $100 a trade, or $500 a trade, or $2,000 a trade, because that's not the system. The system is 20%. Now, if you want to make $2,000 a trade, well, then you need to have a $20,000 bag, and then 20% of your $2,000 would be your $2,000 a trade, right? And so on. So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's all percentages, and that's how it works, right? So the average here that we're going for is, getting guys to a $1,000 trading bag. Taking 20% on $1,000 is a $200 gain. After all fees and everything, it's about $150. But if you're accomplishing, 15 trades a week, while you're in a zone, that could get you to your $2,000 plus a week, which is over 6 figures, right? So instead of having to trade 10 times, to increase that to get to your position, you would simply move your bag eventually from 1,000 to 2,000 by following the 7 wins in a row system, from basically 1,000 to 2,000, and then at that point, every trade you make is worth 400, which is about $300. And if you do 7 of those trades a week, you can make $100,000 a year, because $100,000 a year is based on making $2,000 a week. It's pretty based off a very simple structure of compounding and a process of 20% per trade. So this system is the 20% trade system. It is not a 40, 80, 100, 200% system. It's based on the entire concept that you need to make 20% on your money every 30 days. So what we do is we compound that and go for an average of 20% on your money every trade. Okay? So that's the system. Now, inside the system, You have to follow very simple steps to learn the system. So first and foremost, before I show you the Discord and enter you in, I want to explain to you that the Discord is not a call out channel, meaning that it's not for you to get trades that you can just enter, right? So if somebody posts what we call an entry, right, it's not meaning that you see someone say, I'm entering a short on Matic at $2.05, and then you go to MEXC and you go to Matic and you just randomly enter a short on Matic at whatever current price it is because someone said they're in a short. Okay, that's called a call out channel, a signal channel, right? These are not signals. These are not trades for you to randomly jump in. Okay, the trades that you see inside the Discord or the channel or the chat, okay, those are basically entries of students. Okay, there is nobody here in the Discord is a trader under VC. Like, I have no employees in here that are posting entries. Okay, every person you see that posted entry, they are a student, right? They're just like you, whether they've been here a day, a month, 6 months, 12 months, they are a student. Okay, and until I announce and have a section that says these are VC's traders and these are the guys that are teaching the system, then everyone else that you talk to is just like you. And that's okay, because this is about average people coming from average lives working together to kind of have a camaraderie to say, hey, I'm just like you and you're just like me, and then work on each other, watching each other grow, so that you can see that guys like you can do it too. And if you figure out something and you're doing something and a guy who's, in there with you as well, and you say, well, you know what, man, here's what I do to follow the system correctly. Okay, here's what I do to follow the system correctly. Okay, that's what you do, right? You don't bring in other things that are outside of the system and try to incorporate it into the system. You need to learn how to do the system, right? And understand what the system is, right? So by this, we mean having one-on-ones, posting your entries for trade reviews, and etc., right? So that's what the system is, right? So understand, everyone who's posting an entry is not a trader. They are just like you. Trades posted and entries posted are not for you to enter trades. They are for reviews. Now, as a student learning to trade, from what you learn, you are to also look at a trade and say, someone posts Matic at $1.05 entry short. You can go look at Matic when you see it, review the trade, and if you see anything that is not following the system, ask the question. For instance, one of the rules, or the checklist, right? We have a thing called a checklist. The checklist goes like this. Do not trade against the 1 hour, the 30, or the 15-minute RSI. If any of those are headed in the opposite direction of your trade, and most of us short. So when you learn, you're learning how to short a trade, right? So that means that the RSIs on the bottom, if any of them are pointed up, right, not going sideways on the floor or sideways in the middle, if any of them are pointed up, then they are against you on a short. If any of them are pointed down, they are against you on a long. But that is the checklist, the 1 hour, the 30, and the 15. So if you go look at a trade that's posted on an entry and you review the entry and you notice that something is not in that checklist, like for instance, you go look and you see that the 1 hour is actually pointed up, and you post the question, hey, we saw your entry and saw that the 1 hour RSI is pointed up. Just what I see. Good luck. Period. And then I can see that you reviewed a trade and that you're out here trying to get to six figures, and I can respond to that inquiry of why it matters or didn't matter in different circumstances. Because there are different trading zones, there are different types of trades, Like you will hear us say the beginning of a B trade, then an A trade, right? Everybody wants to only trade A trades. That's the job, is to basically put yourself in a position where you're looking for the best trades. Pullbacks and A trades are your best possible trades, and those are the only ones you want to look for. We do not trade C trades, okay? And B trades are the beginning of a reversal, right? And they are what we call small bag trades, right? And a small bag trade is where you use your smaller bag in that area just to kind of chip away and be into a system where you're getting multiple trades in while you're learning. So it gives you the ability to practice your stop losses, your entries, MEC-C, reading your chart, but you're not using an entire bag. So what a small bag is, it's simply 10% of your bag. So if you have a $100 trading bag, right, then $10 would be considered your small bag. You would use the small bag inside of your B trades, right? We don't do C trades. You would use the small bag on your B trades, and then when you got to the A trade, that's where you would use your $100 trading bag, okay? So trading bags are simply the amount of money that you're using every single time to make trades. Your job is to make 7 trades, to set 7 to 10 trades, right? So what you really want to do is do 10 trades in a row, okay? And write down your trades, okay? I did this trade, I did this, and write them down, and then go back and write down what you did. Minus 10%, or stop loss 20%, 0 stop loss hit, 1 10%, 1 15%, and write that down, because you need to track your 10 trade journey, right? So after 10 trades, what was the results of your 10 trades, right? What happened? And this allows you to kind of like start to track your progress. Think of this as school, okay? This is a trading course, and it needs to be, used and followed as so. You wouldn't go to college, start taking a course, and then tell the professor that you don't want to turn in your work, and the professor has nothing to grade. Wouldn't make sense, right? This is a trading course. It's a university. It's just like school. Your job is to follow the system, which is turning in your homework, which is posting your entries. Your job is to follow the guidelines of the education inside the book. It's not for you to read the book and then decide that you want a different ending in that history or that story. You're learning lessons. You are not here to change the lessons. You are here to learn the lessons. So treat this as a university, as a course, and realize there's one professor here, and that's VC, okay? And that is it. Everyone else is a student. Now, can students in college help you do your homework every once in a while? Yes, they can. But are they going to be the perfect answer to all the quizzes? Probably not. So treat it as so, okay? Do your own homework. Post your own test. Don't cheat, and you'll be a lot more successful, okay? So let's go over this and bundle that up in a whole. This is not a signals chat. This is entries called out are simply the entries of students for review by students and the professor. That's it. Do not enter trades on other people's entries unless you review the trade and then decide that, hey, this is actually a really nice trade, and then you follow the system or the steps taught to you on how to enter a trade, and then you enter the trade based on your due diligence. And then you post your entry on when you entered the trade, and then you post the results just like everybody else. And that way your entry will be reviewed as well. And that's how that works. You enter every trade after you do the research and follow the instructions and the system that is taught to you by the course. Okay? You do not enter trades because other people enter trades. That makes no sense. We call that the blind leading the blind. Okay? So that is basically the whole rundown of the Academy chat. It is for where you as a student can post your entries, your wins, and your losses so that we can review get one-on-ones, and move you to the next course and step inside your education. Okay, this is a 4-month to 8-month process. It goes a lot faster when you're turning in your homework, so we can grade it. So please follow the system. Okay, now that we're there, let's move over here to the simple steps to learn the system, which must be followed by every single student that comes into the university and starts their journey. The first simple step is very simple. Watch all videos before you start. Okay? The last thing I want to see is a chat that says, "Hey, VC, how do I get a stop loss on MEXC?" when I've made 5 videos on that over the last year. Go watch your videos. It's already there. It's inside of the day 1 folder. Okay? I think it's like the 3rd or 4th video on there. "Hey, VC, how do I close a trade?" That is inside the videos. Okay? Go watch your videos before you start. Do not ask questions that are in videos. Now, if you ask a question and I can point you to a video, that's fine. Like, if you really don't know and you haven't, like, you didn't see it or catch it in a video, post your question. But please, time is of the essence, right? And I know you're in a hurry, but don't post a question before you follow the rules in the system. Okay? That's like asking me who won this or who did that or how to make this, formula, but you didn't read any of the book, right? It doesn't work like that. Watch your videos. Okay. Only use $10 when you start to trade. This is very simple. So when guys tell me, "Hey, BC, I lost my bag," how can you lose a bag if you're following the system? It's impossible to lose a bag. That's why the system is designed so that you don't lose a bag. So when you start off, you use $10, okay? And this is because you have to learn how to operate ins and outs of stop losses, how to set stop losses, and you're learning a new system. So the odds of you entering correctly right away is probably 30%, which means you're going to lose 70% of the time. So you don't want to start with your $100 and lose 7 out of 10 trades at 20%, right? Which would basically take you down and, milk your 100 down to like $20, okay? And then after you figure out how to entry, start making 20% on $20, which is $2, when you could have been making 20% on $100, which is $20. Do you understand? See the difference? Don't hinder your own growth, okay? You do not put money into trading until you learn how to actually trade, okay? Start with $10. Doesn't matter if it only makes $1.25. This isn't about money. This is about percentages. You must master the 20% trade. Get it? So that when you put $1,000 in, you can make $200 a trade. Or actually, your $2,000 would give you $400 a trade, right? But think like that. The goal is to get to $1,000 when you've mastered 20% trading. So that way, every trade you make is $200. Very simple, easy to understand, okay? Now, to get you there, guys, the system is designed to teach you to make an average of 15% to 100% gains, okay? 15 to 100. Meaning if you do 10 trades, remember I talked about writing down your 10 trades. If you do 10 trades and you do a 10 trade review and you have one trade where you lost a stop loss at 20%, it happens. The next trade, you broke even because you moved your stop loss accordingly and the trade changed. So you're at 0. The next trade, you won 10% because you moved your stop loss up and you were able to get 10%. So now you lost 20, you're up 10, now you're up 10%. The next trade, you win 20%, right? So now you're only down 10, you win 20, now you're up 10%. The next trade, you win 50%, now you're up 60%. The next trade, you lose a stop loss, you're down 20%, right? Which means now you're up 10%, and so on and so on. And at the end of the 10 trades, you can look and say, okay, I am currently only up 10% on my bag for the 10 trades that I did, which is okay because you're learning. Very, very simple. You are up 10% on your bags. Period. Right? Now, the next 10 trades, after you're posting your entries, you will have a few of those entries reviewed. You can go back, get your help off the videos on what you did wrong. And the next 10 trades, you should see an improvement, right? Let's say you're negative 20%. Let's say you're negative 40%, right? Which at the end of the day on 10 bucks is $4. So you're negative $4. Let's say you're negative $10. Who cares? You lost your bag. It's 10 bucks. Then the next 10 trades you come in, repeat the process. Instead of being negative 40%, you're negative 10. Well, guess what? You're getting better, right? So it's a 10 trade review. Now, when I start doing one-on-ones, I will ask you for your 10 trades. If I do not see you posting your entries, I will ask you to post your entries because that is part of your 10 trades. I want to personally go back and look at your 10 trades and do a 10 trade review with you to basically get you up to speed to where you have your 10 trades done and we can review where you're at so we can constantly improve your progress. Okay? This is like a course. This is like school. This is like college. Okay? The professor can only tell you what your grade is if you turn in your work. So please, turn in your work. Okay? Now, in order to move your $10 bag, right? Because this isn't about money. This is about percentages. You need to learn to master the 20% trade, meaning that after a 10 trade review, you should be up 200% minimum. Minimum 200% at the end of 10 trades. Okay? Very simple. We don't need to do 200% on a trade, right? You need to do 10 trades and come out with 20% on your each trade, which would be 200% total. Okay? Now, this is how you move the bag to a bigger bag so you can start progressing yourself to the $1,000 bag or $1,000 trading bag. Once you have the system and you're doing your 10 trades, you will get to the point where you, by following the system and getting better after maybe 30 or 40, 50, maybe even 60 trades, right? 6 times doing 10 trade reviews. You get to the point where you have 7 wins in a row, okay? When you have 7 wins in a row, you're starting to piece this together and you are now ready to start advancing your bag or scaling your profits, right? This is simply done by this. 7 wins in a row. That means you move your $10 to 20. Very simple. 10 to 20, right? You double your bag. Very simple. You are focusing on that simple move. 7 wins in a row, you double your bag. Okay? Move your 10 to 20 bucks. You repeat this process every time. When you make the next 7 trades in a row, you will move your $20 bag to $40. And so on and so on. And that is how you basically process how to do your entries, how to do your trades. And this is a progress situation where you are simply following the system and doing what you're supposed to do. You do not double your bag on your own. You do not decide to do a bag doubling without doing 7 in a row. You follow the system. The system is here to protect you from losing your money, because if you don't understand how to win 7 trades in a row, then you're not in a position to advance your bag. So that way you can't lose $500, $600 and have a bad week and run off. And for you, if you're thinking, well, VC, I'm only making 20% on $10. That's $2. If I get to 20, it's $4. This is not about the money, okay? And when it's winning, it's about percentages. You have to master a 20% trade. So let me tell you this. While you're trying to master a 20% trade and your profit's $2, by not following this system, you're losing 20% on a $100 bag, which is 20. And if you do that 10 times in a week, you lost 200. And basically, at the end of the day, in a month, you've lost $800. So is your ideal or how you want to do it correct? It's not. This is designed to protect you from you. The reason why you're here is because you lose money. The very first thing I need to do is stop you from losing money. Because once you learn the system, you're going to need that money to scale. Get it? So follow the system and do what you're supposed to do in class. Okay, you're not here to rewrite chemistry. You're not here to redesign what's already taught. Okay, how many college classes or school classes did you go to and started creating your own mathematics, your own algebra? Okay, treat it as a course, as a school. Okay, very simple. Number 4, always put a stop loss and a take profits once you enter every trade. This is to protect you from bad entries, and it's also protect you if a coin spikes immediately and gets profit set immediately, so that way you take profits on a wick. And it also stops you from a reversal if something happens where, let's say that whales come in or they start just pumping a thing and you out of nowhere. It happens, right? But you need to have a stop loss in there, right? And plus a stop loss is also to prevent you from making mistakes of putting too much money in a trade. When a stop loss is set, it's set to basically say, hey, rethink what you just did. This didn't work, and that's the way it is. And the reason why we have a 10 trade system is you have to understand that it's okay to lose a trade, okay? Your goal is to become better than where you are, which is 5 out of 10 trades. Your goal is to basically get to the point where you're at least 7 out of 10 trades. Now, if you're setting up your 7 out of 10 trades correctly, meaning losing 3 trades out of 7, what happens is if you have a stop loss at 20 and your take profit at 20, you can have 3 of those trades go even, right? I lost, I won. I lost, I won, right? And you have 7 other trades. And out of those 7 other trades, you're going to see that 3 of them are going to go for the way you think, which is 20% wins, right? So now at this point, 3 losses, 3 wins, you are nil, meaning even. And the next 4 trades, you focus on hitting what you're hitting, and you can go by moving your stop loss. You can put yourself in a position where you get your 20%, or moving your take profit like you're supposed to when a trade starts running up to 30, 40, 50. And some of these trades are going to go for 50 to 100%. And those trades are going to be the ones that take you to the level that you're looking for, which is getting you your 20% on your trades as a whole. Okay? So when you follow the system, this will become more apparent to you as we start to clean up or sharpen your tools and make you a lot better at what you do. Okay? So please, each thing is set in a way to have you advance in what you're doing. You must follow the system and the course in order to graduate, right? And become the trader that you want to become, and see the wins that you want to see, and see the percentages of returns on your money that you want. Do not change the system or do anything your way, because you will simply slow down your progress every time you do it your way. The reason why you're here is because your way doesn't work. Here, we're going to show you why your way doesn't work, and we're going to teach you how to find a way that works, and we're going to show you how to implement a system that you can follow, correct, and advance in so that you can attain the goals that you want. Okay? Now, after you have your stop loss set and you enter a trade, post your entry right after you enter, meaning that you don't enter a trade and go, okay, I just entered a trade. No, you entered a trade, you then set your stop loss, get all that ready, and then you go to Discord and say, you look at your trade on MEXC, it tells you your entry price, look at it, say perfect, $1.25 Matic. Once you have your stop loss set, you go to Discord and you post Matic short $1.25 entry, period. That gives me the time, the date, and when you entered. At the end of your thing, whenever your stop loss triggers to end your trade, or your take profit triggers to end your trade, you will then post what you won or lost. If you don't know how to get a screenshot, right, we will cover that. And all you have to do is grab the screenshot and put it into your post, or just write down Matic short won 25% until you learn how to do a snapshot. Okay? And if you don't know how to do a snapshot, we will get you in a one-on-one and get you set. So what you would post is, don't know how to do a snapshot. Matic short, lost 20%, stop loss hit, lost 20%, lost 25%, right? Your stop loss. Whatever it is, post it. 10%, 15%, whatever it is, post it. And then we'll teach you how to do a snapshot so that you can put that inside of your trade. All right, guys, so this is the introduction to the VC system, okay? Once again, let's go over the bullet points. This is not a signal channel, which means trades posted as entries are not for you to jump in randomly. All posts are made by students. There are no other traders in here. No one else is teaching trading. No one else is here to be the professor of trading. They are just like you, average people, posting their entries for review. That is it. Before you enter any trade, you can use entries as an ideal of what trade is possible or what is happening. You must review the trade and decide if that trade is a good trade. If it is not, then do not enter. And at the end of it, whatever happens to that trade, you can go back and look at the results. And then if you have a question, ask me, or post in there that, hey, I see the 15-minute is bending up, just an FYI, and I will review that and give you answers. So this way, every trade made, you can get information and education on those trades being made to help you get quicker, faster, and move through your course faster. They are not posted for you to randomly go enter a trade. It's not a signal. It's a student posting a trade. So don't follow a student. They know as much as you. They win and lose as much as you. Get it? They're not here to post winning trades. They're here to post their trades for review. Period. Okay? This is not a signal. Do not enter trades because someone posted an entry. That's just for you to review the trade and gives you an option to see if there's an entry for you. And if there isn't, explain why there's no entry for you. Right? 15-minute bending up, not taking this short. Boom. Period. That's it. Okay? Number 2, start with 10 bucks. This is all about percentages. This is not about money. If you can't make 20% on every trade, you're not ready to double your bag. Follow that system. Okay? Use 10 bucks. Stop letting your pride and ego or your need to make 100 bucks get in the way of you actually making 100 bucks. Because your way of trading will lose 100 bucks. The more you lose, the further away from your goal. So do me a favor. Stop losing more before you learn. Do the system, not your ideal. Do what you're told and taught, not your ideal. Okay? Follow the process. Trust the process. Okay? Number 2, follow the 7-trade system. Before you double your bags, this is how you double your bags. Okay? And the only thing I will add to that is eventually as you start to double your bags and you get to the point where you have 10 to 20 and 20 to 40, then you can separate a big bag and a small bag. Okay? Big bags are for A trades, and we'll cover that. And the 10% or the $10 bag, which will be the $10 small bag until you get to 200. Right? That's when you would make it 20 because you use 10% of your big bag to make a small bag. Small bags are for you to use inside of B trades. Right? So once you actually start growing your bag and it becomes bigger at 40, you would take 10 of it and use for B trades and 30 of it for your A trades. So that way on the B trades, which are harder to trade, you're not losing on the big $30 or $40. You're only losing on a $10 trade. So then when an A trade comes, you have the bulk of a bag, which is 30, which you use on the A trade. So that way when you make 10 or 20%, it's 20% on $30, which is way better than 20% on $10 because you lost on a bunch of B trades. Or I'm sorry, a bunch of B trades because you didn't wait for the A trade. Okay? You understand? Capiche? Okay, capiche. Now, post every time you enter, you put a stop loss and a take profit. Take a look at your entry price and simply post your entry price for review. That is it, guys. Welcome to the system. I will be asking you to post your entries all the time in order to do your 10 trade review. Please follow the system. Okay? Please understand that all entries posted are not a signal chat. It's not for you to be signaled. It's for you to get reviewed. And it's also for you to review. So if you see somebody post an entry and you go look at that trade and look at how it's set up, if you notice anything wrong, post what you see wrong so that I can explain what you're seeing and maybe help you understand what you're not understanding, or the other student can see that you saw something and then I can post that you're right, and then that student will learn something, just like when they do it for you. It's nothing personal. Everyone's posting what they see so that they can get better and better faster. Okay, that's why this system is designed to take you from a 5-year process to a 1-year process, right? Because we're sharpening our tools over and over and over, and we're getting more homework, more reviews, and more information. Education gets you where you need to be. So follow the system. I will ask you over and over to do it. Why? Because I want you to be successful. So please do the system. Okay? We're here to break bad habits, and the only way to do that is if you're posting properly and following the system. You paid good money for the system, so please do what you're told. You're not going to pay money for college and then go tell them how to do math. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Appreciate you guys. There will be more videos in here. This is the introduction to the overall welcome. This is the welcome video. Welcome to the VC Crypto Nation. And make sure that every time you send me a message or you're looking to message me, if you have any questions, it's always through the email, vccryptonation@gmail. vccryptonation@gmail. So you'll see that right there. I'm going to jump to the front here and I'm going to post something very simple. And this is called Student Chat. And that's where you will see the student chat. I'm going to post another thing. You're going to see that every single time. And you're going to see a thing called Never. Right? And let me see here. Crypto. Never. Let's see where that is. Oh, here we go. Never. Open file. And this is what I want to show you guys right here. So just so you know, when you're in here, something to take a look at here. Never send money till you talk to VC in a chat, meaning me in a chat. Never send money till you also send an email to vccryptonation@gmail to confirm that you're being asked to pay your entry fee or your whatever you're doing or whatever you're joining, right? Make sure that's that. Wait for confirmation via email, or if you're in the US, there's my cell phone. Text me and ask me if I'm asking you for Bitcoin, because I wouldn't ask you for Bitcoin, guys. Another thing is, you're going to see this posted all the time. This is not a Signal chat. This is a student chat where they post their entries for review. Don't enter any trade unless you personally use the indicators for your entry, and then post your entry. That is the system, guys. All right, so thanks for coming in. This is the welcome video. We will get you all set up here and move on from here. I just wanted to make sure that you see and understand what this is. And please watch this video twice so that you understand this is the foundation. And I am very particular about being in the foundation over and over and over, because you have to understand the only way to get where you're going is to understand what you're doing. All right, guys. Welcome to the system, guys. We're going to have a great year. I look forward to you guys doing well and improving on whatever you've been doing and teaching you a system that works around you and making sure that you have every tool possible to be successful, guys. Other than that, good luck, God bless, guys. Have a great day. It's your boy VC.